Caesar the Anzac dog.
Beast manners wise.
This is the story about courage and loyalty of an amazing dog called Caesar the Bulldog and his handler Tom during World War I. Caesar was the official mascot of the 4th Battalion New Zealand Rifle Brigade. As a trained Red Cross dog, he helped save the lives of wounded soldiers on the battlefield. So listen carefully to how this brave and loyal dog became so famous. Caesar was born in New Zealand, and when he was a puppy, he was given to Tom to look after until he was old enough to be trained as a Red Cross dog. Caesar was also going to be the official mascot for the New Zealand Army. When he was older and ready to go to war overseas, on a huge parade down Queen Street, Caesar and Tom left New Zealand on a ship called the Makoia, and there were horses, nurses, doctors, and soldiers travelling on the ship. After many weeks of travelling, they finally arrived in a place called Egypt. They stayed there while the soldiers and Caesar trained. Tom was trained to be an ambulance driver, and Caesar was going to be his Red Cross dog. Caesar had to wear a special harness. They would carry bandages, pencil and paper. That was so the wounded soldiers could write messages for Caesar to bring back to Tom. So after practicing for a while, they were sent to a place called Somme in France, where there was heavy fighting and lots of wounded soldiers. Caesar also had a big white bandage tied around his middle with a painted red cross on it, so that the enemy knew he was a Red Cross dog and not to shoot him. During the day there was a lot of fighting. So at night, when it was quiet, Tom would send Caesar out to the battlefield to find the wounded soldiers. Once he found them, he would bring their helmet back to Tom, and then Tom and his stretcher bearers would go out and find the soldier and carry him back to safety. Caesar did this all night long, and although it was dark, enemy soldiers still watched, shooting at anything that moved. It was very dangerous work, and Caesar knew he mustn't bark. Unfortunately, some of the men were too wounded to survive, but at least Caesar gave them a chance. As the weeks went on, Tom and Caesar got to know the nurses and doctors at the hospital really well, as it was Tom's job to drive the wounded soldiers to the hospital in his ambulance. One nurse in particular caught Tom's eye. Her name was Kath Butcher, and she was from London. Tom and Caesar would often spend their evenings visiting her when he wasn't working. Winter came around again, and the weather got colder and colder. Caesar had a hard time. He wasn't as tall as some of the other Red Cross dogs, and sometimes the mud and slush was so deep in the trenches he couldn't go any further. When it snowed, Tom had to put canvas around his feet and legs to protect them from the cold. On Christmas Day, a parcel arrived from home, and someone had drawn a picture of Tom and Caesar. Caesar wasn't too impressed. He just sniffed the paper and walked away. Maybe he thought that the dog looked too fat and not like him at all. The war went on for quite a long time, and the winter became harsher and harsher. One night, after a very fierce battle, there was bright moonlight. This wasn't good for Caesar because it meant that snipers, people good at shooting, could see him easily. But Tom knew there were many badly wounded men who would die if Caesar didn't find them. So he sent them out to search, and they worked on through the night. By the end of the night, the stretchers were exhausted, and Tom decided that the next time Caesar came in, it would be their last rescue for the night. But Caesar didn't come. Tom was deeply worried, but he knew he would have to wait until first light before it would be safe to go and search for him. When dawn came, Tom went into no man's land and was searching when one of the stretch bears called softly to him. "He's over here." And there he was. He was dead. He had been shot in the chest and was lying beside a dead New Zealand soldier whose hand was on Caesar's head as if he was patting him. Tom reached out and patted his beloved friend, knowing that he had brought comfort to the dying man. They buried Caesar along with the soldier he had found in a grave near to where they had been shot. Tom knew that Caesar would have liked that. Tom missed Caesar very much, and he cried as he wrote and told his family of Caesar's death. As the fighting went on, the enemy invented a terrible gas called mustard gas, and if you breathed it in, it would burn your lungs and your eyes and would make you blind. Tom was poisoned by the gas, so he was sent to a hospital in England to recover and met up again with his lovely dad. She was very sad when she heard about Caesar, and she too had loved the dog with all her heart. Tom and Catherine knew they wanted to spend their lives together, so they got married, and after the wedding, Tom and Kath came back to New Zealand on a hospital ship. Tom got a job training race horses with his father, and in their dining room, Tom and Kath hung a huge picture of Caesar on their wall. All around the outside of the picture were the signatures of his soldier friends from the Rifle Brigade. They too never ever forgot Caesar. So this is the end of the story about Caesar. His official collar, which he wore on the Grand Parade down Queen Street, is held at the Auckland War Memorial Museum. If you ever visit the museum, go and have a look at the collar. The very brave and courageous dog called Caesar wore during World War I.